Hello.
Hello.
Success, you're so good with these Zoom rooms. I definitely could use a tutorial from you on making my Zoom meetings more professional.
Oh, it's totally fine. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you everyone for joining on time. So we're going to give like 2 more minutes for more participants to join, and then we'll kick off officially. In the meantime, you can introduce yourself in the chat. It would be good to know where you are joining from. You're welcome. So we have more people joining. Welcome, Precious. Welcome on site. Thank you, Rachel. You're welcome. So depending on how we are able to unmute and speak, we'll just go around like the introduction. So if you're able to unmute and speak, you can introduce yourself and where you're joining from. So my name is Success. I'll go first. And I'm the Leadership Skill and Development Coordinator here at WMI. I'm joining from Nigeria, and I'm really excited about this community, and I can't wait to see what it has to offer us, because I am also a beneficiary and I really look forward to benefiting more from this community. So anyone else can go after me. Dr. Onesai, I know you're on a journey. So I don't know, Precious, would you like to like unmute and introduce yourself? Ume can also introduce yourself.
Success, I'm happy to go while folks unmute. Hello, everyone. I am Rachel Haddad. I am the Development and Communications Manager with WMI, and I'm very happy to be here and to meet you all and to speak to you more about this program.
Thank you, Rachel. You're welcome.
Hello, scholars. My name is Bonimark Alinga. I'm the Community Development Grants Manager, and we'll be speaking more about this program.
Thank you so much, Bonimark. Such a pleasure to have you here too. You're welcome. So anyone can go. If you're free to unmute, please do so and introduce yourself. We'll be starting very shortly. Hi, Jennifer. Hello. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Success. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Jennifer Olu. I'm a WMI graduate scholar from Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. You're welcome. Such a pleasure to have you.
Same here.
All right, so we'll start now. Thank you so much for registering. I know it was very like short notice, just a week, but we were able to put out time to be here. And if anyone would like to introduce themselves, definitely we can do that in the chat, your name, your country, and like where you're joining from and why you are so excited to be in this meeting. So this is the kickoff meeting. And for this kickoff meeting, what we'll basically be doing is, let us know what this community is all about. So you're going to be hearing from Rachel. You're also going to be hearing from me. And we have our guest speaker with us. So please feel free to interact as much as you can in the session. This is the first meeting of this community. So we are like, how would I put it? More like the founders of this community, because it's going to grow more than this, but then we are setting the pace and the foundation for what it's going to look like in years to come. So you're very much welcome. And the goals of this session, we're going to have Rachel, who's with us, our development manager, speak to us. We're also going to have our guest speaker speak to us, and I'll be sharing some guidelines and how to officially register to be a member so that we have your information to reach out to you with all the resources and the perks that this program comes with. And I'll also be sharing like what to expect in the coming months, and would have a brief brainstorm session. And I know this is a working day and possibly we're not so settled. So you can definitely use the chat to put in your suggestion if you can't speak by unmuting yourself. So use the chat to put in your suggestions. And I think at the end of that, if we're able to do all that in this meeting, I would say it's a very successful meeting and we are off to a good start. So thank you so much for joining once again. And having done this brief introduction, thank you all for joining. For those still joining, thank you so much for joining. So we just started and you can introduce yourself in the chat as well. I would be handing over the room to our development manager, Rachel Haddad. Over to you, Rachel. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Success. Yes, welcome, scholars. Thank you so much for joining. This is very exciting for me. I know some of you, but the vast majority of you I haven't had this level of interaction with. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us here together and to learn more about this exciting new program that we certainly hope will be of benefit to you and to other women scholars. So what I'm going to do is I'm just basically going to give a brief background of why this program exists, the need that it fills, why it felt necessary, and then the different programs and options that are going to stem from it that will be of benefit to you. So as probably you've read, and I believe Success said, this program is called the Advancing Women's Economic Power Initiative. It was created with two broad goals in mind. The first is to increase opportunities for you, for our WMI women scholars to thrive in their professional lives, in the initiatives that you take on, which often are many and really are wonderful and fulfilling the needs that exist in your communities. So to uplift those pursuits further, and secondly, to increase positive impact to your respective communities through the work that you are putting into the world. At WMI, I hope this comes as no surprise, but our programming really stems from you. It is scholar informed based on the needs that exist, based on the feedback that you give to us and the insight that you provide, as well as research that we seek out that exists to help us to better understand the broad needs that exist for young people, for the various regions that from which you hail. So a bit more background on how we came to this program, why we felt the need for this type of program. So last year, we started to explore ways to increase success for our women, to increase access to different opportunities for women scholars. In researching this as a need, as well as having conversations with scholars like you. There might even be people on the call with whom we've had conversations about the needs that they experience. we came to understand that there were three primary needs that women entrepreneurs and professionals were experiencing. So I'm just going to go over those really quickly because I think it helps to lay the framework for the program. The first is experiencing network silos or connection silos. So women, we know, I'm sure we all know, have really great ideas and lots of ambition. In Africa, Africa has the highest percentage of women business owners in the world, which is something that I didn't know before 2024. So we know that y'all have great ideas and are doing important work. You're not lacking for that, for ideas and motivation. What we found was that women often cannot go to the next level, struggle to go to the next level because they don't have a network of professional and peer connections that often is needed to go up into that higher space, to brainstorm their ideas, to vet their ideas, to introduce them to other professionals and people who could be of greater support to their ambition, and even to have access to mentors, which research shows is highly beneficial in one's professional journey. So that existed as a need. The second is less access to skills training, particularly training that would be more tailored to women's needs, our women scholars' needs, for instance. So much of becoming successful, and I'm sure that we know this, really hinges on this wide range of skills, from creating a budget to writing a resume, to seeking funding, to writing a grant proposal, to interviewing, and so on. These are areas that women scholars wanted and needed additional support in. So that is also a piece of the programming that we created. And then lastly, importantly, there is always this limited access to funding. Women in particular, we found, can have trouble. This probably is no surprise to you, but can have trouble accessing bank loans for their initiatives, for their businesses and organizations relative to men. So we know that increased access to funding also is a high priority. So those are the three needs that we began to identify last year and to create this program around the needs, because again, we're trying to be responsive in the programming that we provide to your needs, the needs of the scholars, which really is why we exist. So based on that research and conversations with women scholars, we developed this program, Advancing Women's Economic Power, to address those needs. And now, just briefly, because this will be discussed throughout the session, I'm going to talk about how we plan to do that. So firstly, addressing network silos. You're in it right now. So we created these virtual meetings, which we are calling the community of practice, the women's community of practice. A community of practice is generally a group of people who are working together to some common goal, to improve their skills, improve their knowledge, to connect more deeply with others. And that's what we're striving to do with these monthly meetings. During these sessions, which Success will talk to you more about the frequency of the sessions and when they'll be, you will have the opportunity to hear from professionals and mentors, and to connect with your fellow women scholars, as we're doing now in the chat, as you should feel free to do after these meetings and throughout the course of the year, and to share your needs, brainstorm ideas. Maybe somebody has an incredible connection to a funder who's very interested in healthcare reform in this region. That's information that can be shared, and on, just increasing that bubble of opportunity for one another. The second way to address the need for the skills training that I had talked about, we are offering one-on-one professional development sessions with our community development grants manager, Bonnie Mark Alinga. Probably several of you have had some level of interaction with Bonnie Mark already. He's on the call, and he'll be speaking more fully on the CDG program and this opportunity later. And then lastly, to address limited access to funding, we have received through grant funding additional funds for our CDG program for seed and growth grants to be distributed to women scholars. The maximums for these grants will remain the same. I don't know how familiar everyone is with that program. Again, Bonnie Mark will speak more on it, but historically and continuing through 2025, the maximum for the seed grant is $1,000 for an initiative. The maximum for a growth grant is $5,000 for an initiative. That will remain the same. But what we have now is greater capacity to award more grants this year. So again, absolutely take advantage of the time that's available to you with Bonnie Mark as it pertains to the CDG program specifically, or as it pertains to broader professional training opportunities. He really is the expert on the CDG program and those spaces, and can help guide your proposals to better position them for funding. So that is sort of the short version of what we're trying to do and the background behind this program. I want to wish everyone a lot of luck, and I'm excited to see how this program continues to evolve and meet your own unique needs over time. Thank you, Success.
Thank you so much, Rachel. That was very extensive. And I'm good we have this on record. So anyone who maybe in network issues, they'll still be able to get everything you said. Thank you very much. So we've all heard it from Rachel, how this program promises to be very exciting, very like evolve us as women, and would transcend beyond just networking. It would also go to how much empowerment you can receive. I believe the opportunities are really endless. That's what I believe. And if you are here right now, or you're watching the recording after now, I want you to have that understanding that this community is not just a regular program. It's something that was birthed after seeing the needs of specifically the female community in the WMI scholar community, and what exactly are we lacking. I'm also really excited about the news of, understanding that a lot of women in Africa, have businesses like majority. And Rachel, that actually stems from a lot of reasons. And one thing that is common to not just Africa, but I think the entire continent, the entire world, is that women are very, very emotional in anything they do. And the need to always provide for their family, the need to always be there for people who need them, solve their problems, always motivates women to go into business, to go into, making a name for themselves, even if it's a non-profit. They just want to do something to impact their world. And it's something that we all share, no matter the continent we are coming from. And in Africa, because of this need, you see that increased need to want to start businesses or just make a living, because you have this connection with your family. Hi, Victoria, can you mute, please? Sorry.
Hi.
Thank you. All right. So that's really interesting to hear. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing all that and for sharing the vision and why this is very important in the WMI community as a whole. So I'll be talking to us on how to become a member. I would say that I am going to be 99% right if I say everyone who is present in this meeting now wants to be a member of this community of practice for this program. So I believe I'm 99.9% right. I don't want to say 100% correct. So to put in some cases of probability. But if you want to become a member, we want to do this in a way that we are able to track our progress over time and have your information. And also, because prior to now, all that you've received are emails from myself and possibly from Zoom, the reminders. So we want to make it more internal, where we get your information and we have a community that is very reachable. So that's why we want to have this registration open. So there's going to be a membership registration and it's going to be live after this meeting. And I would be sending, similar way you got to know of this meeting, via email, the registration link to your email addresses. So to become an official member of this community, this form that will be sent out, you would need to fill it out by Monday, February 10th. That's after this coming Monday, the next one. But I would say don't wait till then. As soon as you see it and you have the time, just click on it and fill it out. It's not as lengthy. I think 5 minutes is good to go, or maybe less, depending. So it's something that you need to do to be officially a member, to be a registered member of this community. We also have membership guidelines. So I'm not going to speak much on the membership guidelines, but I would just like to touch base on it, touch on it a little, so that you would have an idea of what it looks like. And it's basically every guideline that guides communities, and something that we all know because we are all professionals and we are all career-driven women, well-educated, amazing women. So we'd definitely know what these things are, but I'm just going to highlight them. So for this community of practice that we hope to grow, because we want this community of practice to grow beyond what it is now. This is the first meeting. We want, months from now, for it to be more engaging, for it to grow beyond this. Would want to expect, firstly, active participation. We have meetings, we'll be having meetings. I know today is Thursday, but our subsequent meeting, we hope to, it's going to be on Saturday and same time, but then on Saturday. So we really want you to be available to attend these monthly virtual meetings, because we're doing our best to pull out like very great speakers, both in the field of budgeting, the field of funding, networking and collaboration, how to effectively communicate your needs and all that, all those very incredible topics. We're going to be bringing really strong women outside, WMI community, even outside Africa. So it's something that you would need to be present to encourage them, because it's not going to be webinars, it's going to be meetings, right? Just like this one, and would want to have that constant engagement from you. So your availability to attend these meetings is very key. So active participation and preparing for these sessions, having respect for time, be punctual to these meetings. And thankfully, I'm really thankful for those that reached out to me prior to this meeting to say, oh, I can't be like 100% active because I'm at my place of work. Thank you so much for reaching out for that. That's really appreciated. In similar manner in the future, if you feel you would not be able to attend, please reach out to us. Let us know the number we're expecting, right? But I really hope that because it's Saturday and a time when we should be basically freer than other work days, we should have time for the meetings and then be open to communicating your needs. We wouldn't know what you need except you communicate, and we'll be having a brief brainstorming session in this meeting. So that's another avenue to communicate what you need. There's a reason why you saw this and you felt this is what you need. So what do you want from this community? We want to hear it. So communicate to us. And if your needs are not being met in a specific way, don't like always reach out. All right, thank you. And secondly, we want a respectful and collaborative environment, knowing that we are coming from different regions. I see Victoria from Liberia. I see Ume Lubaba from Bangladesh. We have Rachel, who's from the US and from Nigeria, Jennifer too from Nigeria, Mariam Fadika from Zambia, and yeah, many more. We're coming from different areas, right? And we want to understand that it's very diverse and would want to respect our views and opinions because it's meant to be interactive. During these interactive sessions, views will be shared, opinions will be shared. We want to be very respectful. Yeah, so confidentiality as well, because it's a time of people sharing. Like, I can have a business and my business is not doing well, and I'm sharing like my failure, my past failure in my business or my non-profit. We want to keep that confidential and within the community. We also want to talk on the third guideline, which is commitment to growth and support. So we want to support each other. We want to also encourage learning and mentorship, accountability, and the more we give to this community would essentially, it's life is all about give and take. So the more you give to this community would essentially mean what you can get from this community. So if you commit to growth and support of this community, you'd see yourself also gaining more because it's going to be a community of giving and then getting mentorship, and you're giving mentorship, giving your ideas. We are very incredible women from different fields. I'm so excited to see everyone, and I'm sure you can see my excitement as well. So that's basically it. This membership guidelines will be shared. We also have our guest speakers coming in. How much you respect them is also very important. And we have our community development grant, aspect of this program, because we want to like facilitate how much, like Rachel mentioned, how much grants are available to the women community in WFI. So that's basically it. And that's everything that you need to know. If you join, please mute so you wouldn't be interrupting the flow of conversation. And also, if you need to turn on your video, dress appropriately so that it would be okay. I don't mean like dress appropriately in the sense, make sure you're well covered, right? Because we are professional in this meeting, in this community. So thank you very much. That's basically it. This community of practice guidelines will definitely be shared with every one of us in the registration form and as a separate document so that we would have that and go through. Nothing much, nothing too official, just be good. Thank you so much. And I also want to talk a brief on the upcoming sessions. So we have upcoming sessions starting this is the kickoff meeting, right? We have starting February, every third Saturday, like I mentioned in the email blast that did go out. But then we'll be communicating in our closed group. We have upcoming sessions on finance and budgeting, and I'll be saying more on that after we hear from our guest speaker for today. And we have an upcoming session as well on networking and growth and communication. At least these three, we're strong with our speakers, and we can tell you that it's going to really be exciting. Please join in. And for the brainstorming session, just ahead, I want you to also think of professionals that you think would be great to be part of our community and are willing to volunteer their time. So that's something to have in your mind before we get to that brainstorming session, which is going to happen after we hear from our guest speaker. Okay, I would be introducing our guest speaker for today. We all know him as our CDG manager, Community Development Grant Manager. And I'm really, really excited to introduce to you our guest speaker for today in the person of Bonimark Alinga. Thank you so much, Bonimark, for being here. Despite the short notice, we really appreciate you. And at this point, I would hand over the room to you.
Thank you very much, Success, for the hearty welcome to this session. And I'm very privileged to speak to a bunch of women. Whom am I to speak to these wonderful world changers this beautiful day? I want to take you through a very mind-breathtaking opportunity that exists in the CDG development grants program for you, the scholars, and specifically the women, female scholars of the WMI. And I would like to start with a very beautiful quote that I love reading about women, that the more women are economically empowered, the more societies and the countries prospers. And this was said by the former CEO of Pepsi Cola. All of us know about this person. And he also continued to say that I would like to see see women take a bigger role in business. It is important that women have the confidence to ask for what they want and push themselves beyond their comfort zone. And I believe strongly that the reason why we are here is to push ourselves outside the comfort zone, moving forward with this program. Melinda Gates, who is a co-founder of the Bill Gates Foundation, also said, when we invest in women and girls, we are investing in the people who invest in everyone else. And all this with more will bring us the context of why this program is very pivotal to our WMI female scholars. What is Community Development Grants Program? And for those who have had the opportunity to attend the webinar, yes, you have heard about the program. The scholars who are attending this webinar, the WMI Community Development Grants Program is actually for you. And for this particular reason, we are focusing more on the female scholars and must be a graduate scholar in good standing, must be a female to be empowered for this particular program. We started the program way back in 2015, and it's open to our graduate scholars exclusively. The opportunity exists for our women and the community to empower their community through health education, healthcare system, education opportunities, environment, as Success has mentioned, women's rights, economic development, and all this should be geared towards your economic power as a woman, as a female scholar. This is an opportunity for you. If you're not yet a graduate scholar, meaning you still stand opportunity to be to get opportunity from this program. However, to get the grant will necessitate that you should be in your final year in the university to qualify to get the grants. And since we believe that you as a as the women of change and the change makers in this generation, know that the problems within your community starts with you, and you're the one to identify them and see how quick you can build that initiative to change and transform that community. So we have 3 programs of the WMI Community Development Grants Program. We have April application cycle for seed grants, and we have October application cycle for seed grant. Then we have one growth grant cycle, which happens every year, every September. So for some of you who are implementing the seed grant, you will be eligible for the growth grant. What are the categories of the seed grant and the maximum grant application that one can apply for, and that will be existing in this program? For our seed grant program, we give up to the tune of $1,000 US for you as a female scholar or a WMI scholar to design or significantly expand your existing business, an opportunity to initiate your NGO or community service that will empower your community. Then once you have done that successfully, then you become eligible for the growth grant, which is a one-time grant of up to $5,000 US. So this also comes with tremendous opportunity for you to learn strategic advisory that exists in the grants department, and also a journey that will take you a step or one-by-one, one-on-one opportunity to learn, grow, and make sure your business flourishes. Analysis of your business and seeing the growth that exists within your business. What is our take since 2016 to date? As we speak, we have given out over 134 grants to our scholars, totaling to over $165,000 US. And this is in 20 countries as I speak. And who knows, you could be the next to push us more to make the more countries as per the scholars' geographical location. We have the learning opportunities, which exist our female scholars, and this will be throughout this year. We'll have a monthly webinar, which will be generic for every scholar, but also we'll have a special session that will be designated and especially for the female scholars. And the topics to be covered, among many, will be grant preparedness, that a number of us would want to appreciate how we can prepare for the grants application cycles, developing grant proposals from scratch, for those of you who have never done one. Then professional resume writing, as Rachel mentioned, will also have creating a budget, which we have seen as a big problem in the application. And more of these female scholars who do apply for the program do face a lot of challenges with grant preparedness. I mean, creating a budget, good budget itemization and projection. And this will be answered in a one-on-one opportunity that you will have with the CDG. It will not only be me, but also other professionals, those who are senior, those who have got the expertise, the experience in their fields of grant writings and business management, will be having the opportunity to speak to you and to speak to guide you on a step-by-step process on how to develop the SMART goal and starting the business with sustainability. We have grant resources, and these resources are available with us. We have strategies for successful grant application that the handout is there on our website, and we will be providing this for you during the one-on-one session and during our webinars. Then SMART goal and objectives creation. We have also very huge materials and having a step-by-step process where you're able to develop your SMART goals and objectives for your initiative. We have written proposal guidelines, and we have 3 of them well laid down for you, and we'll take you through this journey. You don't need to worry, will I understand the manual? Will I get the notes right? Will I do it right? Yes, there are a lot of notes there, but if there is a challenge, still it will come out in our one-on-one session. We'll be in position to respond to your specific needs, because we know that every scholar and all of us have unique problems, and that will be addressed on a case by case and individually during our one-on-one session. Developing a planning timeline, we have a template, but also will take you through how you can develop your planning templates in regards to your program, to your project that you're developing. Then the budget template, we have talked about this, we'll go through in-depth processes of developing your grant proposal, and we'll have opportunity to have those monthly webinar series available for us to learn and get more insights from this program. We have the links. You can visit the website for our grant program through the general website. So if you want to go straight to this, you can get this link and read more about the seed grant, read more about the growth grant, what you need to do, or generate your questions in preparation for our one-on-one session. This opportunity exists for you, and the resources are there available on the website, but also offline should you find difficulty in navigating and getting some of these resources online. So I would like to have the opportunity at a point in time for you to ask as many questions regarding the program and the training, the one-on-one training that you would want, you will be participating in, and you'll be able to reach out to me. Feel free to write as many times as possible or book a time with me to have this session. Should the first session that is exerted for you is not enough and you want to have more time, feel at ease, because April is coming and we need to have as much knowledge as possible in grant writing and preparing for the upcoming application cycle. Thank you very much. And I will leave you with this quote by the same lady that I cherish in business, Rhyme. She continued to say, when women succeed, economies thrives. When women are more empowered, the entire world benefits. And I know you're part of those that will make the world benefit from this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bonnie Mark. Those were really nice quotes, and thank you for the very interesting session as well. I believe that most people have, here applied for the CDG. I did see Miss Precious on screen with her photos, and I was really excited to see that. Victoria as well. I think Victoria have also gotten CDG award. So if you've not been awarded, this is a great opportunity for you to ask any questions that you feel you need to ask Bonnie Mark. So I'm just thinking, we have Charlotte here. Charlotte, I know you've been awarded in the past. Would you like to share your CDG experience? How was the application like? Hi. Hi, Charlotte. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Success. Thank you. I really, from my experience, the application process was really rigorous, and there were a lot of information that I had to find out. I had to ask several questions in order to be able to meet up.
Oh, I think we just lost Charlotte. I hope she joins back very soon. Yeah. In the meantime, Precious, are you able to speak? Okay, Charlotte is back. Hi, Charlotte. We lost you for a minute there. Can you hear us? Or can you hear me? Okay, I think she's having a little problem with her internet. All right, so I have also benefited. Okay, Precious, that's totally fine. I also benefited from the CGG program. And what I would say was that the application is all about, being ready. And that's a basic, or that's one of the basic things that this community is going to prepare us for. And if you're a student scholar here, I see Favor and I see Mercy. Who else is the student scholar that I can see on my screen? And maybe a few have dropped off, but that's fine when they join again. If you're a student scholar, please don't feel discouraged. I see Akleen. Akleen is a student scholar. Hi, Akleen. Akleen can't wait to graduate. So please don't feel discouraged, please. It's very, it's such a short time, and before you know it, you'll graduate and you get to benefit from this amazing program. But one thing to also notice is that this community is not, yes, Favor, but that's fine. This community is not just for, to award you the CGG grant. It's also for you to prepare yourself ahead so that by the time you are ready to get the CGG award, you're well prepared with all the information you need. And aside that, it's also going to open you to a lot of networks. So Hilda, hi Hilda, I also know you're a CGG awardee, so please can you unmute and share your experience on how the application process was for you? Hi Hilda.
Yeah, hey. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Hilda Azreyo. I'm a midwife in Uganda. And I got the chance of also being awarded the community seed grant that I have successfully implemented and waiting for feedbacks in case there's anything pending. But my experience with the application process, anyway, it wasn't so hectic, much as I had to balance between work and also running it. But with a guide I received from the training sessions of how to create smart objectives, coming up, identifying, like doing needs assessment, it gave me a clear guide on like how to easily maneuver it. What I first challenged in was with the budgeting, where maybe some things are to be in kind, and then there are others who have to quantify them. So that was briefly where I got the challenges. But Bonnie was so helpful. He kept on reminding, was easily available to guide. So it was a good experience for me. And I look forward to also tapping up on any other opportunity that will come out so that I give it to my community and then promote also WMI. That's all.
Thank you so much, Hilda. So impressive knowing that you had to combine that with work and you still pulled it off. Congratulations once again. And Charlotte, are you able to go now? Okay, before Charlotte goes, we have a question from Flavian, and she's asking, she's saying rather, I haven't heard the first part. Last time Bonnie Mark shared that for one to go for CDG, one must choose a project related to what they pursued. Is it still so? So Bonnie, I think that's the question.
Thank you, Flavian. One important thing, yes, it is good practice for you to actually explore your field of study, to develop a project around your field of study so that there is a connection between your professionalism with your project. However, there are projects that perhaps cuts across the professionalism, the business, that cuts across all aspects. However, there are specific areas that one cannot apply for the grant. For example, if you have not studied animal science, you cannot apply for projects related to animal-related projects like birds, piggery, or rearing. Because of the past experience, we have seen people with no technical expertise in this field has failed in their projects. So we don't encourage those who have not studied animal science to apply for that related projects. But in these other general fields, you are free to do that as long as you're not a doctor trying to give legal aids and you're a lawyer trying to give medical aids. So that's the only difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. And that question and your response also made a question come to mind. Okay, you can we can do Flavia's next question. She's asking, what about agriculture?
We know that agriculture, general agriculture, agricultural practice also differs. If you're investing in the production of corns, beans, these are general knowledge, perhaps, but agriculture in relations to anything animal and birds is where we will not accept if you are not in that field.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bonnie. And I was about sharing a question on like entrepreneurship. So we all know that for someone to choose to be a business person, okay, from my country, Nigeria, someone can do like 10, 15 businesses. And I'm not even kidding. Like someone would sell bags, they would sell food, they would have a petrol station, and they'll do everything, right? So would you want to look at like what they studied if they are applying for business like CDG, but the business section? Would it influence like their choice? I can be like biochemist, so to say, and then I'm like, I want to start a bakery shop. Or maybe I read accounting and I'm like, I want to start a bakery shop. Oh, accounting is closed. Let me just leave you with the biochemistry stuff. And I'm like, I want to start a bakery shop. And you're like, why bakery shop? Would that affect my chance?
Interesting question, Success. One thing I have actually identified of late is that as a medical scholars, they try to grapple with the business ideas. And when I look around, there are several opportunities within the medical scholars who to start business ventures, ranging from the pharmacies. And then when you read about the pharmacies and get all this profession, I mean, all this business aspect around it, talk about the small drug shops to begin with. Even before I go out to start thinking about petrol business, selling of bags and so forth. Well, as a chemist or as a pharmacist, you want to venture in cereals, you want to venture in drinks, sales, and so forth. It is okay. But have we explored all these options within our professions? Why don't we first have a brainstorming as you're trying to do a feasibility study to see, yes, I have done pharmacy, but I feel maybe I can't have enough capital to start a pharmacy. Is there opportunity that we can brainstorm anything in line with my pharmacy course that can be a small business to start with? Let's think about that as we think about these various business options.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. And this is definitely something we can always touch on in our next meetings. So I just want to also highlight that Bonnie would be the only male guest speaker I will be having in this community for like, he's our honorary guest, right? And he's here because he's the community development grant manager, and the CDG program is a huge part of this program. So thank you so much, Bonnie. And the ladies are glad to have you with them today. It's such a pleasure hearing from you. If you have further questions, you can always reach out to Bonnie. Like, he's very responsive. And I think that we can all give Bonnie like a round of applause in the chat or through our reactions as well. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. No pressures, you're in the right meeting. So I would like us to move to like the next point on our agenda, which is looking at how this year is going to be for us. And knowing that we are very short on time, we have some of these questions in the membership registration form. So, but one thing I want to say is that we can use the chat. We are looking for where we would have our community, whether it's WhatsApp or Telegram, because we would like to have a group and add everyone to that group for easy communication. So if you are up for, like, whatever platform you're up for, please just put it in the chat, and then I'm just going to sift through after this call and see what the majority is asking for. I know most of us are not able to speak and looking at time as well. So please put that in the chat. What social platform? And we all know the time is for every month up to December. We'll be meeting Saturday, third Saturday of every month, 9 a.m. EST. Does this time sit well for most of us? It might not sit well for all, but if it sits well for the majority, would also like to find out in this few minutes. So you can put that in the chat. If 9 a.m. EST, that same time we're joining today, but on Saturdays, every third Saturday, is it something we can make work? Because we really want to make this community work for you. Also, while this is also part of the membership registration form that would fill out, we would also want to know, like, what resources, what would be very helpful for you, so that we would have that planned out for you. So please let's know what your thoughts are. Okay, time is okay. WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp. I see majority saying WhatsApp, so I think WhatsApp is okay. And Saturday is okay. So I would like to see more of, like, timing, like that Saturday, if Saturday is fine for more people. So we'll have that two settled. We'll have those 2 points settled. But seems like majority is saying WhatsApp, so it should be WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for engaging. Is Saturday fine for most people? Saturday, 9 a.m. EST. Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, everyone, for engaging. At least we're taking consensus. And if it's not fine with you, please feel free to put that here. Okay. All right. And you can also add, the last one I did mention, what you'd like to see more, like the topics you'd like us to touch on. If that's not on our list, we'll add that to our list. So I'm just going to give, like, an extra minute for us to just put that in the chat, and would have that. Okay, it's good to know that the time works also. So what would you like to see more? Like, what are you really excited about? Like, looking at this community, like joining this community. Okay. Thank you, Charlotte. Design thinking. For me personally, or interested in research, thank you, Esther. I really love the networking aspect of this community, and I'm really big on that. And I really want us to, like, delve into that, expanding our networks, public speaking. Well, that's really good. I think that's everything, public speaking. And I wanted to share this also, skip me. I was listening to an entrepreneur, she was speaking earlier today, and then she was asked, if you asked to invest, or if you told to invest in someone who has a business idea or an idea, why would you choose that person? And the person said, I'm going to choose not because the business idea looks lucrative, but I'm going to choose the person in question. And Mariam Fadika was just about sharing this, and then you put in personal branding, excellent, because how you project yourself as a woman would make investors to know you are worth investing in. And I think that's really great. Thank you very much for putting that in. Project ideation and execution. Thank you very much, Favor. Thank you, Precious. Creative marketing. Excellent. Precious is a businesswoman. I met her at DBC. She does very great with her fashion business. So it's nice to have you all here. All right. Thank you very much. We're 1 minute over time, so I don't want to take much of your time again. And I would call on Rachel to just give like a brief note, and then we'll share our last minute takeaway and all that. Over to you, Rachel.
You're calling on me, Success?
Yes,
You're doing
please.
a great job. I think you could have finished us. Yeah, well, thank you again, everyone. I'm just like in the chat, really excited in the chat, seeing your ideas, and so much wonderful insight there. It sounds like the time put forward by Success works. It sounds like it looks like WhatsApp is a preferred method of communication moving forward, and as Success has said, we're just excited to continue this program, evolve this program based on your needs. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being so participatory. That is, as Success said many times, that's a huge piece of what is needed here, is the back and forth from WMI to you and then back again. So thank you again, and looking forward to the future. Sound good, Success?
Yeah, excellent. Thank you,
Okay.
Rachel.
Thank you,
And
everyone.
thank you very much, Bonnie. So like I mentioned, we'll be having our membership registration form live. So once you see that in your inbox, please register for this, community of practice. Let us have your WhatsApp phone number. Like you see, WhatsApp is like the major platform we all want to use for our community of practice communication. So please give us your WhatsApp phone number, very active, and we'll add you to the group. Recording will be made available, so you need to, in case you want to go through all these again. And our next session, based on the consensus, would be on Saturday, February 15th at 9 a.m. EST. Don't worry, you'd get reminders for this meeting. So that's basically it. Deadline to register for the to be part of the community is not this Monday, the next Monday. So that's February 10th, Monday, February 10th. It's good to see you all. And at this point, I'll say bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Success. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
Thank you, Bonnie. Bye-bye.
Bye.